Hold on, we're muted. Or we're not muted. There we go. Hey, how we doing, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in on this February 25th, 2023. I apologize if I seem distracted. My laptop, which usually I use to monitor chat, is currently making sounds akin to a lawnmower. So hopefully this thing does not blow up live on stream. That being said, how we doing, folks? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hitting that button. Whether you're watching this live or archived, whether it is here on February 25th, 2023, or 2043, I appreciate you watching this when you are able to. We are getting set for the second race of the 2023 NASCAR season, the Pala Casino 400 at Auto Club Speedway. It is scheduled to be the final race at Auto Club's current configuration before they are scheduled to go through with the plans to sell off a majority of that land and reconstruct the track into a short track. I am personally not a fan of those ideas. I personally love the big track. Only one of 5 big tracks of an oval 2 miles or longer remaining left in the USA, so it's going to be sad to see it go. But when you're sitting on prime real estate land, as Slap would say, in a booming real estate market, and people are offering you upwards of 9 figures for that land you're sitting on, I mean, I don't know if I can't judge and say that I necessarily wouldn't do the same thing, so anyway, I digress. We're going to be into the logistics and the real estate and finance aspect of this race. I just want to see some damn racing. That's too much to ask. So, as we always do with our simulated races, we're going to go through the entry list so you can see what drivers and racers and paint schemes will all be participating in this particular race. Today is no exception, so we will go through and get started with that. I'll try to point out any inaccuracies. There's not too many inaccuracies aside from a lot of cars I just have left over from last year with a very similar scheme, but no NASCAR 75th anniversary config on the fender. Aside from that, that's the only real difference I can notice between some of the schemes between this year and last year. Anyway, how we doing? Ashton, my dad, guy got tickets for the All-Star race. Hell yeah. Glad to hear. Hopefully that's a fun time for you. What's up, doggo? How we doing? Ghost King, you, Roblox Network. Appreciate you all tuning in. Hopefully you have a great time. The Bush car, yes, we'll get to that in a second. All right. Chastain will be racing the Kubota ONX #1 Chevy Camaro. And next up on the entry list in the Quaker State / Menards #2 Ford Mustang, that is Austin Cindric. This is his car last year. You can tell by the lack of the NASCAR 75th year anniversary config, as well as the rookie stripe. And in the #3 Bear / Dow Chevy Camaro, that is Austin Dillon. This is another scheme from last year, but pretty much the same car. Continuing on with that theme. In the #4 Gear Wrench Ford Mustang, that is Kevin Harvick in his last race. Well, I guess it's technically everyone's last race at Auto Club Speedway, but it will be his last race at that track in any configuration, unless he decides to come back. Rolling on in the #5 HendrickCars.com #5 Chevy Camaro, that is Young Money Kyle Larson. And in last year's paint scheme, the #6 Castrol Ford Mustang, that is Brad Keselowski. His one he'll be racing tomorrow. Not available yet to my knowledge. In the #7 Never Give Up Never Ever Give Up, excuse me. Chevy Camaro, that is Corey LaJoy. And in the number 8, Lucas Oil. Chevy Camaro, that is Kyle Busch. And yes, I did paint this car, just a little rough one for this stream. You'll notice some of the logos are missing. I didn't do it 100%. I used the template from Camo Designs. Oh, and someone painted a template. Not the template, a base, excuse me, on Dunod Racing. Where I didn't really have to do too much work to this, aside from just add the logos. NRSC08 Designs. Shout out to him for the base, which made painting this car really easy for the purposes of this video. In the number 9, Napa Auto Parts, Chevy Camaro, that is Chase Elliott. In the number 10, Smithfield Ham and Bacon Ford Mustang, that is Eric Almirola. Rocking the number 10, Sport Clips Haircuts, Toyota Camry. The number 11, excuse me. I was staring at the number 10 when I said that. The number 11, Sport Clips Haircuts, Toyota Camry. That is Denny Hamlin. Dennis. In the number 12, Worth Ford Mustang. That is Ryan Blaney. Once again, his scheme from last year. I was not able to find one from this year. Same case with Chase Briscoe in the number 14. Rush Truck Centers Ford Mustang. Yeah, please stop spamming, folks. I literally already gave you a shout out. What are you complaining about? I said you. I don't know how else to say your username. Stop spamming, please. In a car that is unsponsored in this sim because I was not able to find his paint scheme yet. In the number 15, Ford Mustang, that is going to be J.J. Yaley. In the Nutrien AG Solutions Farm Smart, number 16, Chevy Camaro, that is A.J. Allmendinger. And the number 17, Palace Casino Spa and Resorts Ford Mustang, that is Chris Buescher. And number 19, Reese's Fine Foods, Reese's, excuse me, not Reese's. Those are the peanut butter cups. Those are some fine foods, though. We got the number 19 Toyota Camry of Martin Truex Jr. On to the number 20 in the Sirius XM Toyota Camry. We've got Christopher Bell. My laptop is... Wait, hold on. I'm going to try to zoom the microphone in so you can see if it can pick up these noises. Not sure if my noise gate is to the point where it couldn't pick those up, but hopefully it could. It's just grind. The CPU fan is basically shot, so it just like grinds. It's fine. It was a pretty cheap laptop. I bought over 3 years ago, and I've gotten a lot of work use out of it. So if it's time to buy a new one soon, I can't complain. In the number 21, DEX Imaging Ford Mustang for Wood Brothers Racing. That is Harrison Burton. In the number 22, AAA Auto Insurance, as he always rocks in the Auto Club race. In the number 22 Ford Mustang, that is Joey Logano. And rocking his Leidos Toyota Camry number 23 from last year, since I can't find the one from this year yet. That is the 23 of Bubba Wallace. And in the number 24 Raptor Chevy Camaro, that is William Byron. And the number 31, Leaf Filter Gutter Protection Chevy Camaro, that is Justin Haley. A lot of these schemes are from last year. In the number 34, Horizon Hobby Ford Mustang, is Michael McDowell. His teammate, the number 38 Long John Silver's Ford Mustang. Got Todd Gilliland. His car last year as marked by the rookie stripes and the lack of the 75th anniversary logo. And the number 41 HosTooling.com Ford Mustang, that is Ryan Preece. In the number 42, Sunseeker Resort Chevy Camaro for the Legacy Motorsport Club. Got Noah Gregson. Look at randoms. Yeah, every now and then you'll get the game crashing. It usually happens with the BBMC tracks, though, just because they look so nice. They're very intensive on your system. I mean, you'll notice, knock on wood, knock on SimRig, that when we switched over to that different version of the track for last week's simulation, we didn't get a single crash. So hopefully we have similar luck this year. This week. Well, this year too. In the number 43, Allegiant Club Wyndham Chevy Camaro as Eric Jones. In the number 45, Monster Energy Toyota Camry, that is Tyler Reddick. And we're using the scheme from last week since I couldn't find his one for this week yet. The reigning, defending Daytona 500 champion Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in that number 47 Cottonelle Chevy Camaro. I can speak, I swear. The number 48 Ally Chevy Camaro, driven by none other than Alex Bowman. The number 51 Biohaven Ford Mustang, driven by Cody Ware. Next, we've got the 54 Monster Energy Toyota Camry, driven by Ty Gibbs. And using one of the schemes last year, obviously, last year it was driven by Mike Rockenfeller, but since I can't find one available yet this year, in the Nation's Guard, number 77 Chevy Camaro, that will be driven by Ty Dillon. And BJ McLeod is rocking some scheme. I can't remember what the sponsor, what was this? The American Hartford Gold will be his sponsor on Sunday, but I have not been able to find that car yet, so we're just recycling an unsponsored one from last year, the number 78 Ford Mustang of BJ McLeod. And last but certainly not least, in the number 99 Freeway Insurance Chevy Camaro, with the cute little addition of the watermelon 99s. Got that driven by Daniel Suarez. According to the G.Skill entry list, those are your 36 stars and cars and sponsors and paint schemes they will be racing. One last scroll through the entry list, or we will advance into the race session. Alrighty. I even have an RTX 3060 that may... Yeah, don't even get me started. I got a 3090 Ti and mine crashes a lot, so it's... No matter how great of modern hardware you have, it's still going to crash every now and then. It's just the jankiness of trying to make a game this old look this good. Still, I mean, obviously it still looks... It doesn't look brand new. I mean, NR2003 is always going to look like NR2003, but we've made it look pretty darn good and kept it pretty... We've made it age pretty well over the years. But that being said, when you try to balance having a game that's this old, trying to keep it this modern, there's going to be some jankiness involved, and we're constantly walking that fine line. And we're able to get it to still function for the most part, but every now and then there's some instability, which obviously the crashes go along with that. What are my settings? If you want to take a look at my graphics settings, I am in 4K. That certainly doesn't help with my... But I mean, even with my 1070, before I upgraded to this 3090 a few months ago, I was rocking 4K, locked at 60 frames a second, with no drops, perfectly fine. But that being said, for the next-gen mod, anytime I stream, just a couple things I've heard of. I don't know if there's any truth to this, but I've just heard that it might help against the game crashing a little bit, is to turn the car quality to medium with this mod, because there's not really a noticeable difference between high and medium. Just turn the opponent pit crews off unless you really want those on. There's only times where they're pitting like 3 or 4 times in these long sims, so I don't really need to keep the pit crews on. That'll usually help you with a few frames. Solar effects, I've been told, helps with saving FPS, and when you normally in TV cams, you can't really see much of an effect with those solar effects. Damn. This laptop is something else, I'll tell you. It's making quite the noises. So that's my settings for those of you that were wondering / asking. Alrighty. Let's take one last look through Sunod Racing. Nope, no more updates for the paint schemes there. Let's just take one last look at NN Racing. Nope, no updates there. Let's take one last look at the Reddit. Nope. No new cars. Said we're going to get into the race. Driver ratings. That's a little tricky. I did end ratings. I took all of last year's ratings combined for the drivers, but there was a couple where I did some exceptions. Like AJ Allmendinger, his Speedway ratings were pretty low because he only did a handful of races last year, so I just gave him the same ratings as his teammate, Justin Haley. That would be in a pretty comparable car with a comparable skill level. Kind of same thing with Ty Dillon. Or not Ty Dillon, excuse me. Last year Ty Dillon was in the car. Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson didn't run that many Speedway races last year, and the only ratings data available is for 2022. There's nothing for 2023 yet. So yeah, for Noah Gragson, I had him have his ratings be basically what Eric Jones's were. So yeah, it was just basically the combined ratings from 2022 with a couple exceptions I did manually, like I just explained. Let's take a look. Montana, California weather. Speaking of weather, it has rained out today. All right, tomorrow, according to Google Weather, around... When are they doing that race? Time. NASCAR up 2:30. It'll be, that's 2:30 my time. That'll be 12. Excuse me, local time. 12. Oh wow, it's gonna be chilly. Ooh, we're gonna have some fast race cars in the sim. Because according to the weather for Fontana, California tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 44. It's actually gonna help this racing a little bit, and I'll explain why. With a wind, a northeastern wind of about 7 miles an hour. Oh yeah, you guys are getting a double race tomorrow. All right, 200 laps times a 2-mile track. That's 400 miles for the Pala Casino 400. 102 was a good skill level. I'm just gonna keep it there. Yellow flags on. Right before we get started, I'm going to quickly load up that Better Cautions software. Go. All right. I got better cautions loaded, so we should hopefully be getting double file restarts whenever I throw the stage brakes. Let me check when the stage caution. R20 stage length. The same as Daytona. Stage 1 is the end of lap 65. Stage 2 is the end of lap 130. All right. Simple enough to remember. Alrighty. Let's load up the session. A Better Caution is a software created by Tyler Mellon. He's the same guy that made the FreeCam software. But he somehow tapped into the game to allow the modification of cautions to where you can have them be frozen at the time of cautions. Modern double file restart, sending the lap cars to the back of the field. All that good stuff. Alright, so once I hit the race button, that's going to automatically set the qualifying order. And voila. Let's sim.
Drivers, to your cars.
Still about 2 minutes to go, and we'll go down the running order. And there was no qualifying today. Everything in Fontana got rained out. Alright, there we go. Alright, on the front row is going to be Chase Elliott in the 9, who's outside is Blaney in the 12. Kyle Busch in the 8 will be starting in the second row, excuse me, alongside Kevin Harvick in the 4. Third row is Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe. Fourth row is the RFK duo of Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher. Behind them, we've got William Byron and Christopher Bell. And then Austin Cindric, Eric Almirola. Row behind them will be Kyle Larson and AJ Allmendinger. Behind them is Tyler Reddick and Michael McDowell. Behind Reddick and McDowell will be Ty Dillon and Daniel Suarez. Behind them is Austin Dillon and Denny Hamlin. Next up, we've got Joey Logano and Corey LaJoie. And we've got Joey Logano and Eric Jones. Followed by Alex Bowman and Stenhouse Jr. And I just remembered I probably could have set the accurate qualifying order since it got rained out. So it's going to be set from the Daytona 500 results. But I'm stupid, didn't think I had that much. There's only so much planning ahead I could have done. Then we've got Martin Truex Jr. and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the juniors. And then Todd Gilliland and Bubba Wallace, Harrison Burton and Justin Haley. And we've got who next? The last couple rows will be J.J. Yaley and Noah Gragson, and the final row is B.J. McLeod and Ryan Preece. Uh-oh, hold on. Preece has ratings, right? He's not just going to be zeros. Oh, I might have to restart this. Hold on. I'm just making sure Preece has ratings. Thought he did. Yeah, we got to restart this. Preece has like a 0 for his Speedway ratings. I'm sorry. Oh, shoot. Already got it. All right, Preece. Import ratings from real-life data. Select all. Apply. All right, for Preece, I'm going to take ratings similar to Eric Almirola. His teammate, his car, or in the similar car. There we go. All right. They modified cars, yes. All right. There we go. My bad. All right, I'm not going to go through the qualifying order. We're just going to have them. Looks a little similar.
Drivers,
Chase Elliott
to
starting
your
up front
cars.
still, so. Sorry, folks. I swear to God, one of these times I'll come to these screens prepared. Alright, and they roll off the pit road. Hold on, I see something bugging me. I think we're good. My stats page pulled up. Oh, what's going on back here? Uh-oh. Problems for Harrison Burton right off the bat. So Chase Elliott, your pole sitter. Chastain on the outside. Eric Jones, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick. Problems for Harrison Burton. He's pulling it down to the pits right away. So we'll see if he's able to continue or if that's something terminal for him. Meanwhile, the green flag is out up front. We are underway at Auto Club. Chase Elliott gets a good jump on that inside line with a push from Eric Jones. They dive down into turn one. As you see them go down the bumpy backstretch down at Auto Club for what will be the final time, I should say the final race, before they reconfigure this track into the short track they plan on making. Oh! 4 wide, Corey LaJoy with a brush up into the wall. He's all right. They are 3-4 wide down to the bottom. Eric Jones taking a peek for the lead. As they come out of turn 2, Chase Elliott's going to hang on to the lead. Going to be side by side for second between Ross Chastain and Eric Jones. Christopher Bell giving Chase Elliott an arrow push. I believe I heard Harrison Burton come out of the pits. Yep, he's out of the pits, but he's about to go a lap down, if not already 1 lap down. So it must have been a loose wheel or something for that 21 car, but it's going to be a terrible break for him as he's almost a lap down, not even 5 laps into this race. Starting to spread out and get single file. There's the battle for the 4th spot between Logano and Jones, but right now, Chastain is right on Chase Elliott's bumper. Single file for the top 3 spots. Meanwhile, the pack is still fighting for every position behind them. 2, 3, even 4 wide at spots. You can see Eric Almirola down to the bottom. How do I sign in on N rating? You gotta make an account. What's going on? Do you know Ed Soundhead? Of course I know Ed Soundhead. I love Ed Soundhead. Elliott hanging on to the lead. We start the 5th lap of this 200-lap race. Harrison Burton hoping and praying for a quick caution right now. I just got a new PC, my old hard drive melted, and I had to start. My mirror doesn't have shadows. Try hitting the N button. That enables objects in the mirror on and off. Or cycle through the M key. That gives you a couple different mirror options. Aside from that, maybe check your graphics settings. I'm not sure. So Harrison Burton does not seem to be much off the pace. He just must have had a loose wheel or something. Loose lug nut. That they had to go and get tightened really quickly and get back out. So as of now, he's still on the lead lap, but gotta hope for a caution quick, because with him cutting through the wake, everyone's drafting off him. He's gonna be using more gas than everyone else, and they're gonna be able to catch him. Doesn't have restrictor plates, or I should say a tapered spacer, but this is a track big enough where the draft is definitely prevalent, as you can see them shuffling back into line to get in each other's slipstream before they fan out into their different lanes they're trying in the turns. Elgato down to the bottom, fighting for that third spot, but it seems as of now that outside has the better momentum, as he's going to lose a couple spots. We go back up front. We can see that Harrison Burton is just about to be caught by your leader, Chase Elliott. So some tough luck for that 21 car. He's looking to already go a lap down. Meanwhile, right as they catch that lapper, here comes Chastain looking to take advantage. Go side by side with Elliott. Elliott's going to lead that lap. And Chastain make a move down into turn 2 here. You can see him start to drift up and have to get off the gas as we take a view from the far side of the track. Chase Elliott gets that momentum off the outside line and tucks up in the 21's draft. He's going to try to go up top to get around the 21. But that allows the one, to catch right back up to him. Makes contact with Chase Elliott. These guys getting slowed down. That's going to allow Kevin Harvick to nearly go 3 wide for first place. He's going to send it down to the bottom. Try to take that second spot away from Ross Chastain. In typical Auto Club fashion, coming out of the corner in that bottom lane, he's going to have to check up and get off the gas. Oh, we got another attempt for the lead. I believe Chastain got it at the line that time by. But now they're going to have to try to get around the 21 car. Chastain solidly in the lead. But can he stay in the lead? Now he's trying to get by that 21 car. He goes up high to block Elliott. The better cautions mod. Yes, Windows will register it and Google will register it as a virus. But it's not. It's just a homemade software by Tyler Mallon. I was able to find a link that someone posted on like one of the threads that they posted to their Discord. That's how I was able to get it and not have Google register it as a virus. So I don't know exactly what link that is. I apologize. So right now, everyone's trying to get around that 21 car of Harrison Burton, who, if you missed the start, had to pit unexpectedly as they were coming to green. Due to what I can only assume was a loose lug nut, a loose wheel. Ross Chastain just trying to get down to the bottom to get around that 21 car, but just that kills kills their momentum as they come out of the corners, and them being stuck behind this 21 car has just allowed the entire pack to stay bunched up, as you can see. We're going on 15 laps into this race. Most of the pack is still on the same straightaway as one another. Here comes Kevin Harvick to the bottom looking for the lead. That's going to be too low, I think. That's going to scrub his tires. So Harrison Burton doing exactly what he needs to do to stay on the lead lap, but that is hindering the battle for the lead between all these other drivers. Certainly an interesting strategy we don't see too often, especially this early in the race. And through all that, Eric Jones gets a good run into second place. Pushing that Chastain car, and Chastain should be able to clear the 21 this time by. If he slides up, which I don't know why he isn't. There we go. Now Chastain is clear of Harrison Burton and officially puts Burton a lap down. But Eric Jones with a send into the bottom. That might be what he needs to get to the lead, and it looks like he's going to have the momentum out of the turn. Eric Jones with the lead. So Chase Elliott has led 9 laps. Ross Chastain led 5, and now Eric Jones with his first lap led of the day that last time by. Eric Jones goes up high. Oh, and then he tries to block Chastain, but it's too late. Chastain with that run on the outside, he's going to go back to the lead momentarily before Eric Jones gets that momentum back in turn 3. What racing we have going on right now. Incredible. 2, nearly 3 wide. The majority of the field deep as they go down the straightaway. Stage lengths are at the end of lap 65 and then 130. Same as last week at Daytona. Chastain almost makes contact with Truex. Tries to squeeze him to the outside wall. So what's going to happen as far as them getting spread out or staying clumped together now that they are past that lapped car, Harrison Burton? Truex to the lead. Goes up high to block Eric Jones. Even though I changed the ratings, something tells me that Priest's ratings did not get applied, even though I literally applied them. So sorry to all you Ryan Priest fans out there. I swear I applied Eric Almirola's 2022 ratings to his car. But apparently he's still off the pace. Maybe he's having mechanical issues. Kevin Harvick with a run to the inside, or excuse me, outside of Chastain, battling for that third spot. Truex, every time you think he's starting to pull away, Jones pulls right back up to him in the turn. How do you sign up for N rating? I don't know, the same way you sign up for any other online service. Give whatever info they ask within reason of security purposes, and voila. And then use the service. Truex Jr. to the outside of Eric Jones, back to the lead. I'm not quite sure what the stages, or excuse me, the fuel run is for this kind of track. I'm going to assume around 40-ish laps, but we will find out for sure momentarily. Eric Jones down to the bottom, Tries to send it in, but Truex is going to have that run once again on the outside. And be able to get past Jones for the time being. How we doing, Rowdy? Oh my goodness. They're racing like they're at Talladega right now. Speaking of Kyle Busch, here comes that 8 car. After I had to restart the qualifying session, he started further back in the field, but he's now up near the front of the field with a strong run in that number 8. Meanwhile, I'd miss another pass for the lead. Eric Jones back to the lead in that 43 car. Apparently this cold, cloudy weather has produced some incredible racing. You can see. Eric Jones gets clear by a few car lengths. Can he stay clear? Not a single leader that's been able to get out front and not get immediately caught by the pack yet. Can Eric Jones change that? Everyone goes down the bumpy backstretch and gets back into the drafting line. Rex gets off the gas just a bit. That allows Eric Jones to get a bit of a gap. Are you keeping track of points for the virtual universe? Ideally, I would like to, but there's going to be a point probably like 5 or 6 races in where I'm going to be unable to sim some of the races, so I'm going to have some gaps here and there. I mean, that would be a great idea. I would like to, but yeah, eventually just with my work schedule, there's going to be a point where I'm going to start missing some of the season. So it's if I'm not able to make the entire season, I figure what's the point of doing it if there's just going to eventually be a point where I'm not able to finish it. Let's go on board our aerial view in the Air Spanky helicopter for the first time today. Truex gets a run down the backstretch. He takes a peek momentarily, but then gets back in the line. Oh, he's got a run to the inside of that 43. Well, turns 1 and 2, the outside is definitely the preferred line. Turns 3 and 4, it seems that the inside actually seems to have the advantage right now. With this current level of tire wear. You can see, right as I say that, Eric Jones back to the outside. Gets right past Truex once again. I even caught the Ryan Preece ratings thing too, and I fixed them, but I guess it just didn't apply him. Alright, that bugs me. Hopefully he'll be able to stay on the lead lap, although I'm not quite sure. He's already a half a lap down. And we're not halfway through the stage yet. So Eric Jones with a strong running in that 43 car. Impressive run for that Legacy Motorsports Club. Ryan Blaney has quietly moved his way up into 3rd place. See, the field's starting to get a little spread out now. Nearly 28 laps into this green flag run. Anytime you think Eric Jones is pulled away, Rex Jr. starts closing back in on him. Top 3 with a bit of a breakaway. Eric Jones is going to guard that middle line while Truex goes low. Blaney goes Truex goes high, excuse me, and Blaney goes low. Already nearly 30 laps into this race. This cold weather and a green track, we're able to complete these laps quickly. Eric Jones goes high to block Truex. Gotta be wondering why Jones isn't running that top line more. Coming out of 2, unless he's concerned he's gonna scrub his tires that way. Speaking of tires, Harrison Burton, who remember went a lap down early on, is battling side by side with our third place car, Ryan Blaney. If he can somehow get back up in front of our leader, he'll be technically back on the lead lap. That being said, he loses that round to Ross Chastain and has to tuck back in behind him. The field's starting to take it easy now. Current running order is Eric Jones in the first spot, Martin Truex Jr. second, Ryan Blaney third, Ross Chastain fourth, and Kyle Busch is sitting in that top 5 spot. Wrong button. And that new number 8 Lucas Oil paint scheme. So we're about at the halfway point of the stage. 31 laps complete this time by. Another lap and a half will be the official halfway point once they're 32 and a half complete. Eric Jones has been our first car we've seen today that's able to get a bit of a gap for the lead built up. Had incredibly competitive racing for the lead up until this point. Kyle Busch has worked his way into 4th, and he's challenging Blaney for 3rd. Kyle Busch, I'm not taking too close of a look at lap times right now, admittedly, but just your eyeball test will tell you that Kyle Busch is the fastest car on the track right now. He's going to send it in, try to clear Blaney. He does. He can come on up and clear him. Coming out of the corner, maybe, maybe not. Oh, he's going to stay down low. Oh, he goes up high to block Chastain now. Well, Kyle Busch started mid-pack. Has worked his way up into 4th. Remember, Harrison Burton is a lap down. The only car a lap down currently. So pretty even up front, single file for the most part. But then between Buescher and Christopher Bell, we've got a big gap, and they're 3 wide back here for the lead of the second pack. Well, these guys in the second pack, I guess, didn't get the memo to take it a bit easy. Back up front. Oops, bad camera cut. Here we go. Kyle Busch taking a peek for 3rd. The inside of Blaney. He gets him clear. Kyle Busch in that Lucas scheme. Clicks off yet another position. On lap 35 of this race. He's going to go up high to block Blaney. Oh, Blaney's there. That was close. He went up high to block Blaney, but Blaney already had his nose to the outside. And Kyle Busch is going to slide up and clear him in turn 4, however. And he does. But for some reason, he's staying in that middle line instead of coming up into the draft of the 19. I think you wonder what his strategy is right there. Kyle Busch into that third spot, Blaney fourth, and then we've got a side-by-side battle for fifth between Kevin Harvick and Ross Chastain. Back to that third spot. Kyle Busch just does not want to go up high for some reason. Maybe his car's not handling properly. But it would seem that it is, given his current advance through the field. He's able to clear Blaney for good that time. Kyle Busch into that third spot. Truex in second. And Eric Jones, still your current leader. Led the most laps on the day. Chase Elliott has led the second most laps. Also having led laps is Truex Jr. and Ross Chastain. This time by will be Eric Jones' 20th lap led this race. Your last car on the lead lap currently is that Ryan Preece car. He sits about a straightaway ahead of your leaders, who are currently about 27 laps away from the stage break. Oops. Actually, we'll take good advantage of this camera. We can see the Ryan Preece car coming by right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seconds back is the field. Why did my screen start getting choppy all of a sudden? I think it's just on my end. I think the stream's still good. Hopefully. Eric Jones has gotten a bit of a gap, but right when it looked like he was starting to pull away, they are catching back up. I think I need a new monitor is what it is, because yeah, it's really choppy and weird and stuttery on my end, but I'm staring at the stream playback on my laptop. It's smooth as butter. I don't know. So we've got a lead group here of about 15, maybe 20 cars. It's about 17 cars to be exact. Then about 2.5 seconds back from them is that second group. Here comes a move for the lead by Martin Truex Jr., who led 3 laps earlier in the race. Now he's trying to get back to the lead, and he does. Martin Truex Jr. dives it down to the inside. These leaders being side by side is going to allow not only Kyle Busch, but the rest of the field to start slowly closing back in. Jones has that outside momentum, is able to get back to the front. Less than 25 laps to go till the end of the stage. I can only imagine we're going to be seeing some green flag pit stops here shortly. Not only are they nearing what I believe is going to be the end of their fuel run, but this is a track that's pretty taxing on tires. Side by side between Truex and Eric Jones. Kyle Busch sitting in the catbird seat. Where have we seen this before at Auto Club? Oh wait, nearly half the races that have ever happened. As long as Eric Jones keeps choosing that outside line, he should be okay. And as long as those guys keep battling side by side for the lead, Ryan Preece might have a chance of staying on the lead lap. How do you sign in I rating or N rating? You make an account. You either log in through one of the social services or you make an account. I don't know what else to tell you. Have you considered going live early in the week to potentially catch up on races you missed or have them early in the week? I have thought about doing them earlier in the week, but there's one big hurdle to doing them earlier that usually is a decent issue. And that is a lot of the times the entry list isn't even released till Tuesday or possibly Wednesday sometimes. And then I usually wait a couple days after that for at least a few of the paint schemes to come out, or for me to paint a couple of the major ones, like the Kyle Busch one in this case. I initially thought I was going to be working this weekend too, so the stream was kind of a last-second thing. Oh, I believe we are pitting this time by. Yep, here come the leaders. Leaders in the pit. Eric Jones, Truex Jr., that's going to inherit the lead to Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch leads, he stays out. A few of the cars are coming in. DJ Cloud, let's get off the chase cam, there we go. So here's the last car on the lead lap. Here's the lead lap cars. Kyle Busch gonna pit this time. No, he's going to stay out. But as does Harrison Burton. If Harrison Burton can get past Kyle Busch and the caution comes out, he'll be back on the lead lap. Alright, so there's going to be a major difference in lap times between the fresh tires and the old tires here. Yeah, Priest pitted that time by, so Priest is officially a lap down. Kyle Busch is getting low. He can pit. Yep. Blaney stays out. I can only think it's going to be hurting the cars that are staying out with each lap that they're staying out. So. Truex. And who else was in the lead? Truex, Blaney. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide. Watch out. Oh, that was close. Blaney still hasn't pitted yet. Now here he comes. Here he comes. So where is Truex going to come out in relation to Kyle Busch? Eric Jones and Truex. Truex had the slightly faster stop over Eric Jones. And there comes Kyle Busch. Yeah, that was... not good for the cars that stayed out. So, good strategy for Truex and Jones, those cars that pitted first. Here's Priest just barely still on the lead lap. No cautions yet. We are about 15, 17 laps away from the stage break. Austin Dillon cycled that pit stop into the lead. Technically, Blaney and Allmendinger have not pitted yet. As of that last time being scored, but that should update this next time by on the ticker. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I believe it should mark Truex as the leader this time. Yep, there we go. So Priest is fighting to stay on the lead lap here. Truex and Jones are battling for the lead. Side by side for the lead. Jones to the outside of Truex, trying to get that lead back. He had it before the pit stop started. Might be the advantage for Jones having the outside here. Then he's going to be stuck behind Priest. Yep, Priest moves up high to block. Now Truex is going to have the advantage on the bottom here. They're going to try to split the lap car. But Truex gets down to the inside to try to get around Priest, but that stalls out his momentum. Tell you what, these lap cars certainly make things interesting here at Auto Club. Yeah, last year's sim at Vegas, we're not going to talk about that. Garrett Smithley, what have you done? That massive wreck that made me just restart the entire race. So Eric Jones goes down low to get around Priest. He can get clear of Priest here. That's going to be big. Just needs to get clear and slide up. I don't know why he's staying down low. There we go. So that unfortunately puts Priest officially a lap down now. However, he's one of only 2 cars a lap down, so 52, 53 laps into this race, only have 2 cars off the lead lap. That's pretty good. Have stayed green the entire time. Don't know why my ticker for the 78 car is not accurate, or the 47, but I think all the other ticker numbers are accurate, or should be. So Eric Jones with a strong running for that Legacy Motorsports Club. Got about 12 laps to go before the end of the stage. I don't think we're going to have any other cars go a lap down. Don't think so. Yeah. McDowell's... While McDowell just went a lap down, he had to make an unexpected pit stop, but he's out of the pits now. The last car in the lead lap is JJ Yaley and BJ McLeod. They are both currently safe on the lead lap, still over a full straightaway ahead of the leader with 11 laps to go here in the stage. So Eric Jones in first. Truex just got past Priest, the lap car. He's in second. And we got a fairly close 3-car battle between Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, and Ross Chastain for that 3rd spot. Let's keep an eye on that. And behind them, you also got a close battle between Almirola and Busch for that 6th spot. Yeah, look at these 3 cars battling under a blanket for that top 3 spot. Austin Dillon able to hang on to it for now, but Kevin Harvick has that run on the bottom. Can he slide up in front of Dillon before Austin gets that outside momentum? And he will. Kevin Harvick back in the 3rd, so it is pretty bunched up from 3rd on back. Up front, the lead starting to... The gap's starting to close in ever so slightly now that Truex has gotten past Priest. So Jones and Truex, the class of the field so far. Elliott led 9 laps early today. Kyle Busch led a few laps. Chastain led a few laps, but seems as of now, the two fastest cars on track are Martin Truex Jr. and Eric Jones. Kyle Busch can work his way back up front and have a different pit strategy for these final two stages. He might have a chance, but whatever he did for those first couple stages, that did not work. Talk about Kyle Busch. Meanwhile, he's working his way back up front. He's in front of Almirola for that 5th spot, I believe. But I don't want to look at that too much because we've also got a battle brewing up front for the lead. Two cars that have pulled away from the field are a good 3 seconds over 3rd place. Have a battle of their own going on right now. The rest of the field behind them. Go on board with Truex. As he tries to close in for that lead. You can see towards the end of the straightaway, the draft's starting to take effect. But then they dive it into the corners, and it's all about tire and managing your car. This time by, it'll be 5 laps to go in the stage. You can hear Eric Jones managing that throttle in the turns. Feather in the gas. "60 laps complete, 140 to go, but we've got 5 left in the stage." Come to 4 laps to go. Check in on the lap cars again. Yeah, no one else is really at risk of going a lap down. So here's 1st and 2nd, and back here, there's just a cluster for 3rd on back. Kyle Busch has managed to get past all these cars for that 3rd spot. But Kyle Busch is seemingly one of the fastest cars in the field. See, everyone just shuffle into line to get that draft going on the straightaways, and then they all just fan out in the turns and the front stretch. They're all on their different, running their different lines. Very interesting strategies we're seeing play out right now. So I don't want to pay too much attention to that battle for 3rd because right now, like I said, it's nose to tail for the lead. Truex drifts up high. It's going to allow him a decent run coming down the front stretch. Got 2 laps to go. So we see the green and white checkered flag. Just mark the end of the stage. And Eric Jones with just a handful more corners to go. Got 1 more lap before we get our first stage break of the day. Eric Jones with the 1 to go in the stage. You can see that battle for 3rd has calmed down just a little bit. All right, so right When BJ McLeod passes the line, gonna hit the throw caution button in the Better Caution software. You can see the caution lights flying, so that is the end of stage 1. Eric Jones is your winner of the stage. And hopefully they all get caught up to the pace car without crashing. Will get caught up to the pace car without crashing. Yes, please. Thank you. Alright, looks like they're all coming down to the pits. We'll get to crank it up, Ghost King. We'll get to crank it up. Don't you worry. Just like that, we are already basically a third of the way complete with the race. 133 laps into the 400 lap race as the field comes down to the pits. We'll see who gets an advantage on pit road. Eric Jones leads him down. See the rest of the field follows in suit. Not a single car, it looks like, stayed out. Everyone dives into their respective stalls. Eric Jones is pretty far down. He's got the third stall. Ross Chastain the second. Chase Elliott the first. So Eric Jones led the field into the pits. Will he be the first one out? Here comes Truex. He was second. Kyle Busch had a better stop than Truex. So Eric Jones leads the race off pit road, but Kyle Busch did get a spot on. Did get that spot on Truex. How did Dylan go from 3rd to 21st? I think he was one of the cars that pitted early on that strategy, so his tires started to fade towards the end of that stage. If I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. Kyle Busch up into second place. He had a not great pit strategy on that first stage under green. He was one of the cars to stay out a few laps before coming in. And that gave him a disadvantage to everyone else. Put him a few seconds behind the leader. But he's able to gain that ground back under green. Have a good pit stop, gain another position back, and he's worked his way back up to second place. Currently, there are only 3 cars off the lead lap. Harrison Burton, Ryan Preece, and Michael McDowell. Everyone else is on the lead lap. J.J. Yaley being the last one in the 33rd spot. I believe we'll be getting the green to go next time by. That being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Although it's not actually a commercial break, I'm just going to step away for like 90 seconds. I'll be right back. We are back as the field gets split up into double file formation. Pace car will be ready to pull off. As that Toyota Camry pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down into pit road. Eric Jones gets ready to lead the field back to green, looking for the drop of that flag, and we are back to racing. Pretty even jump for those front two cars. And Kyle Busch and Eric Jones. Eric Jones, he's going to need to get clear of Kyle Busch, otherwise Kyle might get the advantage on the outside. You can see Kyle with that run down the back stretch. Side by side with Eric Jones. Eric Jones with the run to that inside, though. They're side by side. They're just feathering the gas, trying to out-drive one another in the turns. Eric Jones with the run down to the bottom. He'll hang on to the lead. Kyle Busch sticking with that top lane. See if he's able to make any ground with that. Truex looks to his inside. Kyle Busch with the run back to the bumper of Eric Jones. Eric Jones with a couple car length advantage. Three wide from fourth on back. Let's take a look at the Air Spanky blimp. We can get a good view at those battles from fourth on back as well as up front for the lead. We did have a couple cars brush the wall on that last lap. They should be fine. These next-gen cars are pretty durable. It was a pretty light graze as they came out of turn 4. So they're shuffled. Spread out for 6th. But they are 3 wide, fighting for that 7th spot. Kyle Busch seems to be the faster car. But it's all about when can he make that move. And be able to complete the slide job on Eric Jones. Kevin Harvick up to 3rd, and Denny Hamlin, we haven't said his name much today. He's up into the 5th spot, peeking to the inside of his teammate for 4th. You can do 2x2 restarts. Yeah, that's the better cautions software. Tyler Mallon, shout out. Same guy that made FreeCam, the modern day replacement to Camera Control Master. Good guy. Talented racer in the Knockos series. Rest in peace. Series, not Tyler. Tyler's fine. You can see him just bouncing as they go over those bumps near the end of the backstretch. Kevin Harvick looks high. Ooh, Cindric with a slight brush into the wall coming out of turn 4 there. He should be fine. Kyle Busch creeping ever so close to the bumper of Eric Jones. I believe he is the faster car. It's just a matter of how is he going to get around him. Oops, Kevin Harvick onto the bumper of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Truex Jr. running up front. Is this the big 3 again? Is this 2018 all over again? Thanks, Marker. pretty nose to tail right now. Everyone's pretty evenly advantaged until we start to get some of those tires wearing down. Reminder, the pit window last time was about 40 to 45 laps. And they restarted on lap 68, I believe. 69. Nice. So, that being said, they should be pitting around like lap 110 or so, if I had to guess, if this stays green. Denny Hamlin up into third. It's the best he's been all day. He's going to go to the bottom of Kyle Busch for that second spot. Denny Hamlin with a run. He's going to need to get clear of Busch, though, before they get into turn 2. That's where Busch is going to have the advantage back on that top line. As they come out of the corner. Yep, Hamlin stays down low, and that allows Busch to get back alongside of him. Busch and Hamlin side by side for that second spot. I think Hamlin might get it this time as they come off 2. Although he keeps staying low and the leader's staying high. So anytime someone's making a move down to the bottom, down that front stretch, they have no draft when the outside lane does. These guys going side by side, that's going to allow Eric Jones to build just ever so slight of a gap. Oh, Jones with a slight push coming out of the corner. Kyle Busch has a run. I think we're starting to see just a slight amount of tire fall off now. You can see different drivers having to get off the gas at different points of the turn. They're starting to have to navigate these turns a bit differently in both lane and throttle control. Denny to the inside of Kyle Busch. This time he's got Harvick helping him. He might actually be able to clear Kyle. He's got a little arrow push coming from behind. But he's able to clear Kyle, certainly. Is he going to slide up in time, though? That's the next question. He might not need to, though. He's going to the inside of Eric Jones for the lead momentarily. He tucks back in behind him to get the draft. Denny Hamlin, it appears, would be the fastest car on the track right now. He is flying. But Eric Jones continues to remain your dominant car of the day. He's led 57 laps and counting. The next closest driver is Chase Elliott at 9. After that, it is Chastain at 7. Excuse me, Truex at 7, and then Chastain at 5. But Hamlin is cooking. Oops. As I come out of turn 4, Chastain has climbed his way back into the top 5 after that last pit stop and restart. Denny Hamlin, now that he's carved his way through the field, what can he do now that he's caught Eric Jones? Denny Hamlin gets pushed up by Kyle Busch ever so slightly. Hamlin gets a good run out of turn 4, though, on the outside. We got battles going on all over the track, but I don't want to take my focus off the front because it looks like the lead could change at any moment. I know someone asked for a crank it up before, so you know what? Why don't we do a crank it up? We are back from the crank it up right as Denny Hamlin takes the lead. But not before Eric Jones gets it back on the outside. I thought he had it, but Eric Jones takes it right back. Denny Hamlin seems to have that better run in turns 3 and 4, though, using that bottom lane. If he can just have some help, push him down to the bottom. He's got his teammate there to give him a little bit of draft. He needs to catch up to him, though. Needs to get a good run and clear the 43 down into turns 1 and 2 and push up and block him, but he's not able to do so that time by. Where's the better yellow mod? I just found it on Google. I found one of the threads where someone had posted like their Discord link to it, so it didn't get stopped by that Google, like, oh, it thinks it's a virus type thing, because it's always going to do that. That's just a Google safety feature. They either got to find a way to disable that from Google or to download it around Google, which is how I did it. I found some thread that someone posted their Discord link to. How about Christopher Bell up into the top 2 spot, seemingly out of nowhere? Christopher Bell to second place, but he gets that taken back away by Ross Chastain. They go into turns 1 and 2. JGR cars are going to be side by side. The third spot, Bell's going to get the better run off the outside, though. Yeah, definitely the outside is better in 1 and 2, and it's definitely the inside that's better in turns 3 and 4. They got a seemingly nice even track at the moment. Balanced on both ends, it would appear. Nearly 3 wide for that 5th spot back there. We keep our eyes on Christopher Bell as he tries to move past the Ross Chastain car. Tucks back into his draft. Now he's being challenged once again by his teammate, Denny Hamlin. That's Sport Clips Haircuts, number 11. Toyota Camry. Kyle Larson taking it 3 wide for that 5th spot. Camera glitch there. Sorry about that. That was the timing of my camera switch right as it switched to another one. Yeah, everyone fans out in the turn trying to get as much position as they can possibly get, and then they, once their momentum runs out, they tuck back into line on the straightaway to get back into that draft. Bowman nearly into the top 20. You could see him back just at the edge of your frame behind there. Keeping our eyes up front, though, as these battles are close. Let's just take a look and see if there's anyone at risk of going a lap down right now. Nope, it's still just Priest. But he's still about a half a track ahead of the leaders. I think he should be alright before this stage, but reminder, he's in last already, a lap down, so not get too much hope for Priest if he can manage to stay on the lead lap before this round of pit stops. Bell gets everything he can out of that bottom line, but then stalls out back into the draft. So all these guys are battling. It seems Eric Jones is starting to build a slight gap, which is impressive to do not only on a run this long on the wearing out the tires, but he's the only car that doesn't have the advantage of the draft right now. He's cutting through the wake. Everyone else behind him is sniffing off his draft or someone else's draft. Meanwhile, he's able to stay out front. Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell side by side. Hamlin's going to look for that 3rd spot. Kozlowski up into the top 10. It's the first time we've seen his name all day. And right as I was talking about the gap Eric Jones was starting to build, it's just gone. Ross Chastain is right back up to the tail end of the 43 car. And just like that, your top 3 cars are nose to tail, covered under a blanket. Eric Jones does a little crossover move on the 1 car. Goes high, then goes low in the turn. Tries to get that momentum down the front stretch. But as I mentioned before, when you got no cars in front of you helping with the draft, you're just going to stall right out the moment you get out of line trying to make a move. Christopher Bell tucks back into line in front of Kevin Harvick. Battle for 2nd is now between Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin. Where have we seen that before? Eric Jones continues to lead side by side for that 4th spot between the 4 car of Kevin Harvick and the 20 of Christopher Bell. So Harvick is going to slide up, possibly, maybe, perhaps. Nope. And don't look now, but threatening for that top 5 spot. Help push his dirt racing buddy past Harvick. In that 5 car is Kyle Larson. First time we've said his name all day. Now Larson's up into the mix. Kyle Larson, the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion, after finishing with 10 wins that season. Came up short, missing out on the Final Four last year after Bad luck at the Charlotte Roval. Hoping for a better rebound season and for at least a championship 4 appearance, if not another championship. He's made his way into the top 5. And this time by will be the completion of lap 100. They are halftime by as they cross the line. 100 laps in, 100 laps to go. That being said, if my calculations are correct, we should be approximately 10, maybe 12 laps away from the start of green flag pit stops. Chastain. Oh, trouble. Hold on. Blaney blew up. Blaney with engine problems. He's smoking. He's off the pace. He's going to be done. If he can limp that thing down to pit road, we should be green. But wow, tough luck for Blaney. He's going to have a mechanical failure and be done for the day. But back up front. Battle for the lead continues on. Just real quick, I want to go back and take a look at what happened to Blaney. Go on board with him just briefly. At the time he blows up. So it's going good coming out of 2. Then right there you just see it go. It just blows up and he gets down to the bottom and he's officially done for the day. Sorry, back up front. Oh, that's why I didn't want to look away. We've got side-by-side battle for the lead. Ross Chastain, Eric Jones. I wanted to go back and take a look at what happened to Blaney, but I knew I was going to miss something happening for the lead. We are 3 wide. Denny Hamlin passes both Chastain and Eric Jones. Hold on. I think, yeah, Chastain was second place that time. So Denny Hamlin gets a 2 for 1. Eric Jones is dropping. Something's happening to that 43 car. The dominant car of the day is dropping. Some issues for the 43 unless he just got a bad couple turns and he can gather it back up. Which it appears might be the case. Maybe he just got shuffled out of the line. Up into the marbles and just lost momentum for a lap or so. He appears to have gathered it back up. So hopefully Eric Jones can rebound in that 43. But through all that, Ross Chastain takes the lead back in that 1 car as he will lead his 7th lap of the day to Eric Jones's 77 laps. But don't look now. Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain, one of last year's more exciting rivalries. We have those two battling up front momentarily until Bell gets past Hamlin. Now Bell's up into 2nd place once again. So we have constant passing going on all over the track. And reminder, they should be 5-ish laps away from green flag pit stops happening in the stage. They are 3 wide. Kyle Larson looking to thread the needle between Eric Jones. Oh, we got problems. Denny Hamlin off the pace now. Denny Hamlin slowing down in front of the field. He gets it gathered back up, but he just needed to get down to the pits. You can see a little bit of sheet metal damage on that right side of that car. But problems for the 11. Who had just about taken the lead. And now he's in the pits unexpectedly. Through all that drama, Kyle Larson has moved his way up into 2nd place. He gets past Christopher Bell. For the time being, he's going to slide up and block Bell. He does get past Bell. Kyle Larson, last year's winner of this race, moves his way up into that 2nd spot. And he is closing in on Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain, he's got a rear view mirror full of Kyle Larson. And as all this excitement for the lead is happening, we should see green flag pit stops begin to start happening about any moment now. So Eric Jones, I believe, there's no issues to his car. He was able to gather it back up. Blaney officially DNF'd with an engine piston, so he is confirmed done for the day. Is Ryan Blaney. Hamlin is still in the pits as of last time by. So a tough break for last week's simulated winner of the Daytona 500, Ryan Blaney, in our NR2003 simulation we did of the race. Chastain continues to lead. We should be seeing pit stops shortly. I believe I actually saw a couple cars slowing down back there. Possibly getting ready to come down on the pit road. We'll see. Not quite yet. Everyone's pretty spread out by this point, though. So pit should be happening in the next few laps. Reese is still pretty much a full straightaway ahead of the leaders. So Denny Hamlin just slowed down unexpectedly, but then he got down to the pits. Is he still in the pits? No. Let's see if we can get it up. I believe he's back on track. One lap down. So Ross Chastain continues to lead. Today we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different leaders. 7 different drivers have led this race at some point or another. So everyone pretty settled down now. Got Chastain looking low. I believe he'll be pitting this time by. So at the end of lap 111, right around when I thought it was going to be, between lap 111 and 110. 110 and 112, right in that point. So with Chastain pitting, that's going to make Kyle Larson our 8th different leader of the day, as he leads that lap. But we're now seeing the start of green flag stops, and if we saw what we saw last time is true to the second stage, Chastain's going to have a big advantage by being one of the first cars to pit. I can see Bell. He is looking low. He's going to be pitting. We're going to have a good chunk of the field pit now, I believe. All right, so Chastain coming out of the pits now. Oh! We had an incident with the 3 car. I believe the 3 tried to get slowed down to make the pits, but got involved in a incident. He got sideways and was spun. That's exactly what happened. He tried to get down to the pits, but he had Haley underneath him. He spun. That was below the racing surface, and he caught it straightened right away. So that's no flag. So tough luck for Austin Dillon there. So here's our leaders coming out of the pits now. There's Chastain. He was the first to pit. Reminder. So he's going to cycle through into the lead, I believe. Bowman led that last lap. Oh, Bowman's actually in the lead right now. He stayed out, as did Ty Dillon behind him. So these are your 2 leaders right now. But they have to pit, and it looks like they are doing so this time by. So that's going to cycle out Hamlin. No, Hamlin's a lap down, remember. So Hamlin was able to get it back on track, but he's a lap down. Second place, it looks like will cycle out to Christopher Bell. And Chastain will be your leader. So, the strategy to pit early works well for these cars that only have so many laps between their pit stop and the end of the stage. But will this be an effective strategy for that final stage when you're going to have slightly more laps in your stage post pit stop than we've had in these first two stages? So this time by 15 laps to go in stage 2. Chastain continues to lead. Priest just got put another lap down there. Bell is in second, remember. And Denny Hamlin is also a lap down. There's only been one DNF so far, Ryan Blaney. And there are 4 cars that are not on the lead lap. Ryan Priest is 2 laps down. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, these guys. There we go. Now Chastain's in the lead on the ticker. I was just confused because it hadn't cycled through yet. Hold up. Hamlin's actually on the lead lap. So whatever issue he had where he slowed down and was able to get it, that was his pit stop in the cycle. So, okay. And he had enough, and he did that early enough to where his tires were goated when he came out a few laps before everyone else started to pit. He was just making up ground like crazy. So Hamlin, despite that early issue, he cycled his way back into 3rd place. They're just behind this lap car of Priest. So JGR is sitting 2-3-4 right now. And it looks like we've got Almirola 5th place. But obviously your leader, Ross Chastain. So only 3 cars that are still on track that are not on the lead lap. Ryan Priest, 2 laps down. Then McDowell and Burton are each 1 lap down. Everyone else, the remaining 33 cars are on the lead lap. 32, excuse me. So here's Chastain. And here's 2nd through 5th. And we've got 12 laps to go in the stage. The last car on the lead lap is Busher and Dillon. So Dillon, despite that spin, able to stay on the lead lap. He's able to get it gathered back up quickly enough. And was near the front before that happening to stay on the lead lap. They might actually be able to stay ahead of Chastain these last 10.5 laps to stay on the lead lap for the stage. Keep an eye on Dillon and Busher. Here's your battle for 2nd place between Bell and Truex. Who won the first stage? Eric Jones, right? Truex as he closes in on Christopher Bell. So your leader Ross Chastain up ahead of them. So 9 laps to go in the stage. Coming to 8 laps. Jones won stage 1. Thank you. Because we're in stage 2, so I'm assuming you meant stage 1. So Eric Jones won first stage. Eric Jones, the dominant car early in the day, is currently sitting in 10th. He's the last car in the top 10. A battle for 4th emerging here between Larson and Almirola. As we're 7 laps away from the stage. Larson with a good run to Almirola. Turn 4. He might clear him. Going on the straightaway. So Larson looks like he'll clear the 10 car. Back behind them. Got a big cluster of cars from position 7 from about 14 or 15. Isn't Bell supposed to be on pole tomorrow? Yes, I know. With qualifying being canceled, the order was already determined. But that happened quickly, and I didn't have enough time to set that order before the stream started. So I apologize for that not being accurate. Tried to get the schemes and everything else as close as possible. I did the weather accurately. I'm sorry I forgot to do that. So Bell and Truex still in 2nd and 3rd. Back up front to your leader, Ross Chastain. For this time by, will be 5 laps to go. From leading the stage, or from winning the stage. I think since Ross Chastain hit so early in this run, I think his tires are starting to fall off just a bit already. Yeah, because that last time by, Bell and Truex gained 2/10 on Chastain. So that's good for Austin Dillon and Buescher, who were at risk of going a lap down, but it looks like they're also building a gap on that one car as well. All right, 4 laps to go in the stage, that time by. The battle rages on for 2nd place, but Larson is closing in on both of them. But Larson obviously has a good long-run car of the day. Kyle Busch does as well. Kyle Busch back there in the 7th spot. He's been running good all day. As strong as Busch seemed earlier in the race, surprisingly only 2 laps led so far. Now we got a 3-car battle for the 2nd spot. We'll have 2 laps to go on the stage this next time by. Alright. Truex pushes up high a little bit. Larson's going to get a run off his draft. Going to close him back up into these 2. So 2 to go in the stage. Keep an eye on this battle for 2nd spot. Heating up between these 3 drivers. So this next time by will be the one to go in stage 1. Ross Chastain leads, followed by Bell and Truex. Larson. so we'll skip up to the lapped cars. Once Dylan crosses the line, I will throw the caution button. Dylan, right now. I'll throw the caution. Oh, the pace car's going. Yep, caution's out. Truex is the winner of stage number 2. Christopher Bell in second. Truex third. Larson fourth. Almirola will be fifth. And yeah, Chastain was definitely losing ground to those drivers. Already. Alright, please slow down. Don't crash. Thank you. Alright, so that's the end of stage 2. Eric Jones wins stage 1. Chastain wins stage 2. Alrighty. We all get to take a little breather. They come on through the pits. We'll see where everyone comes in and comes out. Like every single car coming into the pits. That's expected. Chastain will lead the way. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Guess what just crashed? Guess what just crashed? Oh boy, we were having such good luck too. Well, at least I'll take it happening at a stage where basically we still had all the cars on the lead lap. It could be worse. Oh, that's frustrating. Hold on. Okay. Correctly. I need to start Z map. Then NR2003. Alright. So since Blaney was our only DNF, we're just gonna get rid of Blaney. Save. Single race. Cut this down to 70 laps. What we had remaining. Everything else is the same. And then everyone, those other 3 cars that were lapped down, they just got the free pass. The wave around. Cool, cool. Oh. We had such good luck too. It didn't freeze. I'm just pulling up my GNL tab so I can have my stat sheet. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. It didn't do the thing. How are we doing, IDK? How are we doing? Doing alright. Yeah. Did the game crash 130 laps into the game, but oh my god, I forgot to do it again. I need to load up GNL TV. There we go. Then start the game. Sorry, folks. That game crashed my brain, I think. All right, so we'll have 70 laps to go.
Drivers to...
All right, so they're out of the pits. Chase Elliott with a great stop, as is the case with Tyler Reddick and Logano. Bell, Larson, Chastain, they were running up front most of the day, as was Harvick, as was Kyle Busch. Oh, man. All good. Sorry, the game's not crashed again. I'm just pulling up my different tabs, and NR is NR, so you can't tab out of the game without it free. Base car is off. We're getting ready to start the final stage. Pay no attention that the ticker only says 70 laps to go. We are green. Chase Elliott leads the field to green, after having what must have been a great pit stop. Everyone fanning out, looking for drafts down the back straightaway. Christopher Bell up into second. Looking for that second spot. Logano in that AAA car up front. The first we've seen him all day. So with the exception of Elliott, Reddick, and Logano, mostly everyone running up front were cars that were running up front beforehand. So, you know what? I'll take it. Could be worse. Elliott with a bit of a gap. We are side by side for third or fourth spot. How's the game gonna crash as they're in pit road? Austin Dillon, who got a free pass back onto the lead lap. He's looking to the inside, but Bell's gonna have that momentum going on that outer line with help from Kyle Larson behind him. Chastain, who was leading at the time of the stage 2 completion pit stop, is now sitting 8th place. Tyler Reddick being challenged for that second spot. They go down the backstretch. Larson into 4th. Bell 3rd. Reddick 2nd. Chase Elliott sitting in that first spot. If you're wondering where Blaney is on the ticker, he was the only DNF in the previous race before the game crashed. I had to restart it. So I just removed him from the roster since he had already blown up and DNF'd that past race. Chase Elliott with a great pit stop at the end of stage 2, as with Tyler Reddick. They get a jump out to the front of the field. Bell, Larson, Chastain trying to get back out front where they were. Oh no! Christopher Bell off the pace. Momentarily, but he's getting back up to speed now. The same issue we saw with Denny Hamlin before. What's up with these Joe Gibbs cars having issues? We are almost 5 wide headed into turn 1. Something's going on with Christopher Bell. He must have a loose tire or something, a loose lug nut, because he's able to get it up to speed on the straightaways, but in the turns, he's off the pace. There's something going on with the 20 car. He might be trying to get down to the pits, I believe. Oh, watch out. Hold on. All right, so that 20 car is to the back of the pack. Disappointing for him, as he was very strong most of the day. We'll see if he pits and is able to keep going, or if it's terminal for whatever happened to that car. That's going to move everyone behind him up a spot. Namely Larson into the third spot, and Logano into fourth. Austin Dillon into fifth. The front two are pretty far out front. And it's a pretty tight battle from third on back. We go on board with Ryan Blaney. I think it's actually a good time. Speaking of on board, do a good old-fashioned crank it up. Just realized my mic was off. Christopher Bell still off the pace. Almost causing an issue there. Through all that 3 wide. Kyle Busch has worked his way up in the 5th spot. Ross Chastain is working his way back towards the front. Stage 2 winner. But up front, it is Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson. I have the mic, the button to switch the mic off just on my Stream Deck now instead of actually physically switching it. I always forget to turn it back on. 55 laps remaining here at Auto Club Speedway. The last race scheduled to be ran at the current 2-mile-long configuration before the plans are scheduled to go through to sell off a portion of the land, demolish the track partially, and turn it into a short track using part of the existing front stretch. This is the last race scheduled at the big track. So it's going to be a bit of an honor, some bragging rights, if you will, to be the driver that wins this historic race at this track that they'll never have a chance to race at, this particular layout. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Christopher Bell, but he's pitting at least. At least he's trying to pit to get whatever fixed. Yeah, as of now, he's only 1 lap down. But now that he has gone a lap down, he's probably saying, screw it, I'll try to go get it worked on. In case anyone new is tuning in, being like, hey, the race is 70 laps, the race tomorrow is 200, how come it says 70? We got through the first 2 stages, and right when they were pitting at the end of the stage 2 break, the game crashed. So I just had to restart a new session with the amount of laps remaining that we had when the game crashed, which was 130, which is also the amount of laps in the final stage for tomorrow's race. And just restarted with the same roster, with the exception of Ryan Blaney, who was the only car to DNF at the time. And there were only 3 cars up to that point that were off the lead lap, so let's just pretend they got an imaginary wave around or lucky dog and got back on the track. Got back on the lead lap, I should say. The battle continuing between Elliott, Reddick, and Larson. Behind them is Joey Logano in 4th. Kyle Busch in 5th. Chastain has worked his way back up to 6th. Daniel Suarez in 8th. First time we've really said his name today. The ticker is a program called GNL-TV that was customized and modified with various plugins in OBS and customized via drive-through. He, with his infinite knowledge, somehow figured out a way using OBS plugins and whatnot to use this ticker, tap into NR2003, bring it into OBS with a plugin, have it scroll through different parts of the ticker with different animations using the OBS effects and plugins. So yeah, in short, it's a program called GNL-TV that was basically modified and customized in order to work with NR2003 and OBS, courtesy of drive-through. I have no idea how he did it. He walked me through it. He said he'll eventually release some sort of public tutorial on how to do so. He's not intentionally hiding anything from anyone. It's just a matter of time for him to get it put out there to people. That being said, I do not know how to set it up. Drive-through is the one that knows how to do it. Please don't bug him in the meantime. Battle for second on track between Larson and Reddick. Let's see what the situation on Bell is. He seems to be fast in the corners again. All right. So he shouldn't be a hazard. Yeah, this will be the final stop for fuel and tires, or it should be, when they pit around lap 40 to 42, somewhere in that range. Yeah, we're about 20 laps, maybe less than 20, away from the final round of pit stops. Top 4 have a bit of a breakaway. Kyle Busch is back there. Don't rule him out. He was one of the strong cars early today. So everything pretty settled down now. The field having to navigate through the slow car of Christopher Bell kind of spread the field out and calmed everyone down. That's not good for any driver that is not named Chase Elliott, because we have no more stage breaks. Hold up. Tyler Reddick with a different strategy. He's pitting now. We're going to get off that camera because that's the one that caused the game to crash the last time. Is this a scheduled stop? Could we be seeing an AI like cut the stage in half, like on the short way, instead of waiting until the end? Hold up. That might be big brain. So he's going to get 4 tires and fuel. So he's just going to count on getting a bunch of time on the field here. That might be the big brain strategy. So Reddick's going to go a lap down there. But, where is he? He's going to start, you watch, he's going to start gaining ground back quickly, having these 20-lap fresher tires than everyone else. Let's go on board with Reddick. You just watch how much quicker he is in the turns. Or maybe he had mechanical issues, because he sounded like he was slow in the corners there. No? I think he was just getting up to speed. Yeah, look how much quicker he is compared to these guys now. And he's in their draft, so... Yeah, Reddick might have big-brained it there. That might have been the winning strategy. Meanwhile, back up front, Kyle Larson and Joey Logano are starting to move in on Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson, 2 Hendrick teammates, coming down to the end of this race, reminiscent of last year when they got together. So Chastain has moved his way into the top 5. He's battling with Kyle Busch for that 4th spot. Tough luck for Eric Jones, though. The dominant car early in the day led 77 laps. He's now caught back in... Where did he go? Where Jones got later? Oh, yeah. He's currently 20th. 40 laps to go this time by. 160 laps in. Ready to go. Top 3 starting to pull away, and meanwhile you got side by side for that 4th spot. Chastain gets back in front of Busch, but Busch is going to have the drafting help with his teammate behind him. Back to the outside. Race recap. Eric Jones won stage 1. Ross Chastain stage 2. Blaney blew up and had a DNF, an engine piston issue. Chastain has led a bunch of laps. Kyle Busch led a few laps. Elliott's your current leader. Who else led laps earlier before my game crashed? Yeah, it was Eric Jones, Truex, Chastain, Elliott were basically the dominant cars. But then my game crashed during the pit stop after the conclusion of stage 2. So then we had to restart. That's why it says 70 laps, not 200. Let's go back. Yep, here's Reddick. So he is hoping to go the rest of the race from here, having pitted early. But you can see the advantage he has with the tires, having pitted early. Now the question is, once everyone else pits in about 10 laps or so, are they going to be able to catch Reddick back, who's going to be way off the pace, having the more worn tires than they do? I don't know. That might have been the GOAT strategy for Reddick. Because that was to get back on the lead lap. So Reddick's back on the lead lap now, but he's going to start gaining ground on the pack. But once the leaders pit, he's already on their same lap. Chase Elliott continues to lead every lap so far here of stage 3. His teammate close behind him in second place. Reddick was third, but then he did that pit strategy. Early pit stop. Now he's in 34th. Logano's starting to drop back. He's under prey from Ross Chastain, who's looking to take away that third spot. Chastain, who was the leader of the race at the end of stage 2, remind you. Gonna look like easily clear Logano. Logano seems to be falling off a bit. Back up front. Now that Ross Chastain's back into that third spot. Starting to overcome some of those positions after a fictional bad pit stop in the second stage. Got 34 laps to go this time by. And there's the ground Reddick is already made up with the fresher tires. But did he pit too early? That's going to be the thing. Are his tires just going to be gone by the time he gets to the end? Much closer to before he starts taking away some positions. So there's Reddick. Then all the way back here is the leaders that he just recently passed to get back on the lead lap. So it's a 2-car breakaway in the Hendrick department for the race lead as of now. Anything can happen with the pit stops, though, or if a caution comes out. And it will be interesting to see where this strategy comes out compared to Tyler Reddick's. To remind you, pitted early, so he should be able to make it to the end. And he's got the fresher tires now. But how much ground is he going to have over the leaders once they pit here in about 5 laps or so? Blaney not on the scorecard. Yeah, that's because when I had to restart the race, he was the only car that DNF'd the previous race that crashed. So when I restarted it with the same number of laps we had remaining to go, I just took him off since he had DNF'd by that point. Chase Elliott with about a half a second lead over Kyle Larson. Both of them are about 3 seconds over third place. Back and forth between Austin Dillon and Ross Chastain. The leaders should be pitting shortly for their final stop of the day, or what should be the final stop of the day, as we come to 30 laps to go this next time by. We'll check up again one more time, as we have 30 laps to go as they cross the line that time. We'll check up again on Tyler Reddick. So he's already starting to ask some of these cars for position. And here he's catching JJ Yaley for position on the 15 car. Oh, he needs to get around the 15 car. He's being held up needlessly right here. That's hurting his strategy. There he goes. Alright, so leaders have still yet to pit. Truex looked like he pit, as did one other of the slow cars, I believe. Christopher Bell just pit, so he's... No, I think he just went a lap down. I don't know if he even pit. Here comes Daniel Suarez. So Daniel Suarez is the first of these cars after Reddick to pit. We have 28 laps remaining. So now, where's Daniel Suarez's strategy going to compare to the rest of the field? Getting 4 tires. Here comes Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson just pit. We'll stay with Elliott, who's our leader right now. Yeah, Bell just came out of the pits, I believe. He's got fresher tires than Elliott. That's how he's quicker. As did Bubba Wallace. Yeah, Bubba Wallace is a lap down. But he's on fresh tires since he just pitted. When's Chase gonna pit? Still not yet. Wow. Well, Chase is going bold here, being one of the cars to stay out this long. We just came out of the pits. Here's Larson. Chastain. So this might have hurt Elliott, the fact that he's this far ahead, but he's staying out on these old tires this long. I think he's fine. Yeah, he's finally pitting now. But what I'm going to be curious is once this cycle finishes through. Suarez gained some spots on that strategy. He's up with Larson, the leaders, or what was the leaders. So where is Reddick going to be compared to these two, and where is Elliott going to be as well once he comes out? Suarez with a good run. Don't rule him out. So where? There's Bell. There's Bubba. All right, so here's Chase. Here's going to be what makes the difference. So Reddick is actually now technically in the lead right there. No, where is Reddick? There he is. Reddick's in the lead right there. Then all the way back here. All the way back here is our battle for the lead. Side by side between Suarez and Larson. Chase Elliott stayed out too long. He was coming out of the pits just then. So Suarez to second place. Reddick is technically in the lead, but he is going to be getting caught quickly. So Elliott all the way back there after dominating the first part of the final stage is now back to almost 10th because of him staying out so long. Hold on. It says Bubba is in second place to Reddick. Bubba might have done a GOAT strategy. So Bubba Wallace is 18.5 seconds back from Tyler Reddick. And Tyler Reddick on those old tires. Right there. There he was. No, that's Gibbs. There's Reddick. So Reddick is going into turn 1, and second place of Bubba Wallace is in turn 3. So Reddick pretty much has half of the track ahead of second place Bubba. But Bubba also pitted a few laps ahead of these guys, so these guys are going to be on faster tires catching Bubba as well. This is going to be very interesting seeing all these different strategies play out. So as it stands, because of the different tire strategy, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Suarez, and Larson are all going to start to rubber band together with lap time. It's interesting seeing AI pull off different strategies. So this time by, it is 20 laps to go for Tyler Reddick. Can he hang on these old tires about 17 seconds ahead of Bubba Wallace? So he can afford to lose about 1/8 of a second to second place per lap and still be ahead of him once the race ends. There's Bubba. But reminder, Bubba is being caught by these two cars as well. Yeah, Bell's been having issues since the start of this final stage. I was going to say, since Elliott pitted so late, can he, having the fresher tires than everyone else now, catch back up? But I just think he's too far back. Side by side, in what could be the battle for the win between Suarez and Larson. I'm going side by side, though, certainly not helping their cause of catching Bubba and Reddick. Well, there's I think they're going to catch Bubba. Can they catch Reddick? 18 laps to go. He's still got about 15 and a half seconds. Larson passed Suarez in what could be the pass for the lead. They got to get by Bubba before their tires start to fall off too much over his. That time by this group was 15 and a half seconds back from Reddick. This time they are just 15. They only took a half second off. Yeah, Larson's going to be passing Bubba this time by. Yeah, so Bubba pitted too early, it looks like, for where he was on the standings. Now it's going to allow Larson to get away from Suarez. Getting stuck behind Blaney. Or, excuse me, Bubba. We'll keep our eye on Elliott, but I think he's too far back for him to have a chance. Oh, they gained a second that last time. Reddick that last time had a gap of 14 seconds with 16 laps to go. This time, coming to 15 laps to go, he's going to have a gap of 12 and a half. Yeah, Larson's coming. Now, where's Elliott? Here's Elliott. Now, he's battling side by side with one of his teammates. That's not going to help him catch up. So, reminder, Tyler Reddick, all the way up here, is still in the lead. With 15 laps to go, less than 15 laps now. About 14 and a half. But he is on about 20 lap, 15, 20 lap older tires than everyone else. And here's all those cars now coming down to the backstretch. Now that he's entering turn 3. Well, how are these varying strategies going to play out with just now 14 laps to go for Tyler Reddick? Looking at the split time, I think he's going to be caught. It would have been a bold strategy if he pitted maybe 5 laps later than he did. I think he just pitted a little too early, though. Yeah, that last time they're 9 seconds back now. 14 laps to go, 9 seconds back. They're definitely on pace to catch him before the end of this race. Definitely on pace to catch Reddick. But you never know. There could be a caution, and he's able to pit and get fresh tires and get a good restart. You never know. All right, there he is now. He's exiting 2. Coming to 12 laps to go this time by. Yeah, you can hear him feathering the throttle hardcore. He is definitely off the pace. But, hold up. Don't rule Chastain out. Here comes Chastain. And I think maybe a lap or 2 fresher tires than Larson and Suarez. Now, if these 3 can catch each other and start battling side by side, that might help Reddick, or that will help Reddick, but will it be enough? Holy cow, Chastain might have a chance to do something here at the end. He's closed in on Daniel Suarez. How can he get past him? $11 laps to go that time. There'll be 10 laps to go next time by. What do you got? Do you think Reddick can hold on to it? Is Larson going to have enough pace to catch him? Will it be Suarez or Chastain? One of the Trackhouse cars? Dylan sitting back there in 5th. He could always steal the race. So 10 laps to go this time by. Here's Reddick continuing to lead. That was his 15th lap led. But hot on his tail. Here come the Chevys. Yeah, if this race was about 6 laps shorter, this might have been a GOAT strategy for Reddick. Or about 10 laps shorter. He should have pitted about 5 laps later than when he did. He is going to be caught by Larson with about 8.5 laps to go. Don't look now. Chastain got by Suarez. And Larson's temporarily stuck behind Reddick until he gets into the corner. Hold up, we got a 3-car battle for the lead. Oh no, but right as he gets by, now Chastain. Oh no, all that work Chastain put in. Now he's stuck behind Suarez once again, and he got trapped behind Reddick. So Chastain, can he close back in to Kyle Larson and Daniel Suarez? His teammates blocking or trying to give him draft, depending on how you look at it. This is the battle for third between the two Trackhouse cars. I believe Chastain is the fastest car, as you can see him go down into turn 3 and 4 and get a run. You might be able to clear Suarez here into turn 1 and 2. I believe he will. Now he needs to get back up in front of Suarez. There we go. All right, this time by 6 laps to go. Can Chastain catch Larson? Elliott, I don't know if he's close enough. He's still all the way back here. He's certainly got some momentum, but he's running out of laps. He was the last one to pit, so he has the freshest tires as of now. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to catch his teammate in these other top 3 cars. Kyle Larson this time with 5 laps to go. Five to go as they cross the line. They're almost 4 wide back there. He's hoping they don't wreck. Going to be a battle between Chastain and Larson. Did someone blow up? Who blew up? What are you talking about? I didn't see one that blew up. Stop making things up. Coming to 4 laps to go this time by. It looks like Chastain's got some pace on Larson. And he has the added benefit of having a teammate back there if he needs drafting help. Less than 4 laps to go. Chastain is closing in on Larson. Oh my goodness, folks. Does he have enough left in those tires to make the pass? As they come to 3 laps to go this time by. Chastain trying to cut underneath him to get that run going on the front stretch. He's peaking. Just a handful of laps to go. 3 to go that last time by. So 78 blew up. He did okay. All right, so he was able to get off the track. Yep. BJ McLeod out with an engine clutch. 2.5 laps to go this time by. Larson desperately trying to fend off Ross Chastain. I'm at 2 laps to go. I want to make sure I had the lap count correct, because the ticker is delayed a little bit. So 2 laps to go. 4 miles remaining. Left in what could be the final race at the 2-mile Auto Club configuration. Chastain. He's less than a car length back from Larson. Does he have anything left in those tires to get around him? As they come out of turn 4. They're going to run the corner. Larson's going to see the white flag. 1 lap to go here. The 2023 Paula Casino 400. There's a lap car up there. Is he going to be in the way? I think he should be far enough ahead where he won't be a factor. 1 last charge for Chastain. Does he have anything left for Larson? I don't think so. He's built a couple car lengths on Chastain as they round turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Kyle Larson, last year's winner of this race, going to come onto the front stretch for the final time and see the checkered flag and take home the victory of the 2023 Paula Casino 400. Ross Chastain finishes second. Daniel Suarez third. Chase Elliott rebounds to finish 4th. Austin Dillon rounds out your top 5. Justin Haley finishes 6th. Chase Briscoe 7th. Austin Cindric 8th. Eric Almirola 9th. And Kyle Busch rounds out your top 10. Kyle Larson picking up the victory. Picking up right where he left off last year. The winner of the 2023 Auto Club 400. What a race for Kyle Larson, Young Money. So he will be able to take home the honors of being the final driver to win a race at this configuration of this famed historic track. We'll take a last look at your running order. Remember, the game crashed, so we had to restart the game. Blaney finished last in that last one, so Blaney technically finishes 36th with the engine piston issue. BJ McLeod finishing 35th with a clutch issue. Christopher Bell 2 laps down. In 34th place, William Byron 1 lap down in 33rd. Truex 1 lap down, 32nd. JJ Yaley, the first car on the lead lap, finishing 31st. Todd Gillen with a top 30. Cody Ware finishing 29th. Ty Gibbs 28th. Last week's winner, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., finishing 27th. Corey LaJoy 26th. Harrison Burton gets a top 25. Noah Gragson 24th. Tyler Reddick, after that strategy he attempted, he falls all the way back to 23rd. Brad Kozlowski finishes 22nd. Ryan Priest 21st. Michael McDowell, top 20 spot. Ty Dillon finishes 19th. Bubba Wallace 18th. Alex Bowman finishes 17th. Joey Logano in that 16th spot. Eric Jones with a top 15 after dominating the first stage. Chris Buescher, rocking the title sponsor of this race, finishes 14th. Denny Hamlin 13th. AJ Allmendinger with a good run for that colleague car in 12th place. Kevin Harvick 11th. Kyle Busch rounds out your top 10. Finishing 9th is Eric Almirola. 8th is Austin Cindric. Chase Briscoe in 7th. Another strong run for the colleague racing car, Justin Haley in 6th place. Austin Dillon with a top 5. Chase Elliott, who led the good chunk of that final stage, comes home in P4. And your first car in the podium spot, Daniel Suarez in the 99. Teammate Ross Chastain finishes second. So a great day for Trackhouse, but not able to pick up the win. Who is able to pick up the win, however, is none other than the 2021 champion, Young Money Kyle Larson. Gets what could possibly be the final race ever at the famed 2-mile configuration of historic Auto Club Speedway. Good. Yeah, I missed the standings and the ratings for everything else. Replay. Good. All right. So there's another look at your top 10. Thanks, NASCAR guy. Rolling Thunder. Doty. Appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you guys enjoy watching these. Going to do, as we always do, we're going to switch over to the winner's vehicle. Burn it down. Where's the 2021 version? 2023, excuse me. Book 600. There we go. Testing session. Auto Club. Or, I guess, since we got it pulled up here really quickly, let's take a look at what they are trying to turn this track into, in case there's anyone that has been out of the news loop, is unfamiliar with the current proposed plans. Trying to get my wheel on here. There we go. So this is what they're proposing to turn Auto Club into. Taking the existing part of the front stretch and the grandstands, shaving everything else away, making a high bank short track. Uh-oh. Get off the wall. We're good. Will you make a stream for the Coda race? If I'm not busy with work, yeah, absolutely. That's usually the only thing. Oh! That's usually the only thing stopping me. Yeah, that is what I don't want them to turn the track into. Alright, let's go burn it down. Say one last thank you to everyone who tuned in and call it a day. Chase Elliott with Kyle Larson. Thinking of the wrong Hendrick driver. Been streaming for too long. I'm starting to have too many brain farts. Kyle Larson with one last victory at the Auto Club Speedway. Man, there's something about Kyle Larson. Whether he was with Ganassi or now with Hendrick, he's just pretty good at these 2-mile ovals. Sadly, now we're getting rid of one of them. So that is it for today's stream. Thank you so much, everyone. The Kicks, Rolling Thunder, Marker. Appreciate y'all being here for these streams. I certainly have a fun time doing these. Glad you guys enjoy watching them. Super chat through donations today, so no shout outs in that regard, but thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate you taking time out of your Saturday evening, come out and hang out in the stream and see what may or may not become of tomorrow's 400 lap race. We also got Xfinity tomorrow, so bonus racing tomorrow. Hopefully everyone enjoys that. Thanks again for tuning in. I will hopefully be back next week for another simulation. I can't even remember. It's Vegas, right? Can't even remember where the next race is at, but yeah. I'll hopefully be there for that. I'll catch you then. In the meantime, have a great rest of your night. Thanks again, everyone. See you all next time. Good night, everyone.